468 so far. I'm just waiting to see Tom and Gronk's names pop up in the chat, and I'll be able to get them up on live, and we'll go from there. Anybody have a burning? I know I got some questions, but I could try to get to some other ones. Anyone in the chat have a burning question I could try to get to? Any great conversation started. That's what we're looking for. I'm trying to step out of the way. Let these two amazing people do their thing. Let's see. All right. Thank you, everybody, for the patience.
He must be deflating footballs.
Oh, and we're definitely going to be shouting out Buckethead Game, as you just said in the chat. Hold on. Brett and Tim, if you want to jump back up here for a second, I'm looking for Tom and Gronk in the audience. They should be here. So if you guys see them, feel free to jump in, pull them up. Oh, we got Gronk.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you just fine. How you doing, Gronk?
Yo, what up, man?
What up? How we doing?
Hey, how do I put it on speaker? So then I'm trying to figure. It was just on speaker, and now it's not.
Oh, I think we just lost him. Brett, we just had Gronk.
I know we had him, and he's gone. Let's see.
That was exciting, though. That's the energy.
Hello.
There we are.
Yeah. All right, I'm back.
And Tom should be on any minute. But Gronk, since your last appearance, the community's been talking about. They've been asking, when are you going to grab a bucket head?
Oh man, I got to get one ASAP, man. That's the truth. You know, that's actually a mistake on my part by not having one yet.
You know,
what's the best and quickest way for me to grab a bucket head by end of tonight?
Wow. The community is going crazy in the chat. It would be to just go right into DraftKings Marketplace and be able to grab one. I can have the team connect with you after.
Yeah. Can we please? I need to get one ASAP. When we're done, throw me a message on what I need to do. Throw me a text message, what I need to do, how to do it, and I'll get it done tonight.
Done. That's amazing. Look, if you're looking at the chat right now, people are absolutely loving it. Let me see if I can get Tom up here, then we can kick things off. But I mean, a question for you, Rob, just before we got started, was your collection came out, and I think it was one of the most exciting collections that we've done yet. How does it feel to have those NFTs of Super Gronk that you had? I mean, you designed the story for all of them. How does it feel to have them out in market?
Dude, it feels good, man. It was a success, and it just feels good to be able to connect with your fans, to be able to make a product that the fans love, that the fans want, to be able to purchase. Also, once they purchase it, to be able to trade it, and make moves with it, and that's what's so great about it. But it's special, for sure. But it's just a great feeling to know that that you guys and I and Autograph, we all teamed up together. I mean, and created such a great collection to go along with everything. And just to have a super Gronk NFT special edition, man, it's just super cool, man. I love it, man. Just the character with it too, just all the muscles popping out, all that good stuff. It just, the whole design was super neat.
I love that. I love that. Seriously. I mean, I know that just based on the numbers, the community, I mean, they were grabbing these things left and right. And I think that I actually saw some people come in from the comic book world to join the community, which was great as well. And I mean, all positive across the board. So big on that.
Yeah, I mean, my character that we built together. I mean, I was kind of like a comic book character. I mean, like how jacked I was. I mean, that's how jacked I am in real life anyway. So I guess I'm just a comic book character.
I mean, you're super Gronk.
Yeah, super Gronk. I do love it.
And I think we got Tom here as well now. Tom, can you hear us?
What's up, guys?
TB, how we doing?
I'm hearing about Gronk's muscles. I can confirm that this boy's jacked. So it looks just like in real life, except I think we got to do him more justice in his next drop. We got to get some bigger muscles, more biceps, because this guy is one of a kind, as we all know.
Tom, and we got to get you. I remember Tom was standing with his shirt off this year saying, like, how jacked do I look? I was like, dude, for 44, I mean, like your muscles aren't showing everywhere. You're not defined in every spot, but let me tell you, man, you got a good base. You're very solid.
Thanks, baby. I appreciate it. I love that. I got some work to do. Maybe I got a little more free time on my hands.
You said you were gonna get really jacked and big when you're done playing. So like this is gonna be fun to see. Like you're gonna start lifting weights, eat more protein. You said so. Let's see if you do that.
I gotta take it to the next level to keep up with with you, because you set the standard for us. So I love being on this whole community. We got a great group as always, and this is my second time on Discord. So, and love being on with Dylan, my guy that I've known for a long time. So, I love what we got going. Let's keep it up.
Oh, for sure. And now that you're both here, just want to welcome you both back to the Autograph Discord. I saw you guys riffing a little bit on Instagram and Twitter. Tom saying he's going to baptize you into the Discord, but it's second broadcast in for both of you. And Gronk, you came back quick with baptizing him into retirement, so that was pretty amazing to see.
Yeah, it was, man. I saw the baptism line. I was like, I gotta get him back, and that just popped in my head. So that was a little fun exchange right there.
So good. Well, welcome to the LFG broadcast for the second time. Autograph Nation, love seeing you out here in full force. This is going to be a super fun one today. So just to kick things off, we have a lot of amazing things going in Autograph Nation. As always, got exciting drops coming up across the board. Things coming with Slam Magazine, the Usain Bolt collection coming, Tony Hawk things in April, a few things that we haven't announced that we're going to be announcing this month. I'll let Tom speak to that a little bit more later on. But the first thing that I really wanted to dive into, Gronk and I talked a little bit about his last collection. He's been getting involved in Tom since you formally retired. How's it been to be, even more involved in the day-to-day? I have told the community that I tried to keep some work off your plate during the football season, but how's it been to be back and just closer to the actual day-to-day aspects of this?
First of all, I appreciate you taking all the heavy lifting off my hands, because you guys are extremely talented at that, and I love playing my role. Like any good team, people have to be in a position to succeed, and you got to put people in a position. As I think your role might be like head coach, Dylan. You gotta deploy all your weapons in the right place. So, we've obviously had some really fun things going, and I'm just continually amazed by what our team comes up with. And like you said, we got some things coming up here in the future. We'll talk about a little bit later. Some really cool projects and partners. Obviously, it's all about this amazing community that we're building. And I'm just more excited about what's to come, and actually excited to play, a bigger role in building our amazing team. We got great vision for what people want, what our audience wants, and want to keep delivering for all our fans out there. That's what it's all about.
I know, and I can't wait to share that live entertainment partnership we put together. And thank you for being so instrumental in putting that together. So stoked on that. And a lot of the community questions have been about, and this is to skipping a little bit down, but both of you, if there's ever an autograph event in Florida, I mean, we're all going to hang out, right, and spend some time with the community.
Absolutely. Gronk's had some events in Florida over the years, and normally we gather in large stadiums, but if we come up with a live event, I mean, I'm there. It's going to be a lot of fun for me to be there. I don't know what kind of I've been to some of Gronk's events. Those things can get pretty wild. So I don't know if we could mimic that exactly, but it would be legendary if we could do that.
Yeah, because it'll be an autograph event, so I'll probably be autographing people's chest at the event.
After the pool party,
just to see that. That's right. A Gronk's Mike pool party with boats, Sharpies, in the sun.
That'd be amazing. Maybe some avocado tequila to go along with it, but
that would never hurt.
Never. Cool. Well, before we dive in, I really want to leave some time for the community to ask some specific questions to the both of you. I'll step out of it, but I wanted to talk about first something that we're doing this week that's pretty fun. We're launching an autograph trophy room contest because, Tom, I mean, you were the one to announce it on Super Bowl weekend. We were able to give out these cyber rooms to our users, give them a house for their NFTs. And people have said, my trophy room's the best. My trophy room's the best. Our goal now is to settle it once and for all and have some healthy competition in the AG community. So Brett is ready to drop the rules now. We're going to be sharing a link to the autograph trophy room contest starting today at 4 p.m. Eastern through March 10th at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be letting the community vote on their favorite autograph trophy rooms by reacting with the LFG emoji. And then from there, Tom, I think you're going to interact with them and tweet it out and tag it. How does that sound?
I think it sounds great. I want to see what people have come up with and how they've, kind of fitted out their trophy room. A lot of people, it's been amazing just the engagement that we've had, since we launched, and, how quickly you've got to just, be engaged to jump on top of, these drops that have come out. And I think we just have amazing world-class talent that, that loves to give things to the fans. And, we can see this idea a while back. It was all about how do we deliver for the fans in a new ways, things that they can really take and own. And now we've actually been able to, put their collections into trophy rooms that people can display and really show to their friends. So it is healthy competition is a perfect way to say it. We, when I was a little bit younger, we did that in a tangible way with our baseball cards. We'd show them off in our collections and so forth. But I think this is a way more, obviously, a very cool way to do it. And, it's just going to get better and better as we go.
Absolutely agree. And thank you for taking the time to be able to pick out your favorite ones. So that'll be a lot of fun. I think it's community votes first. I didn't explain that great. And then I think, we'll let you sort through, pick a few of your favorites, and then we'll get them out the door. So there's going to be more details from the community team coming on that, but super exciting. And once again, just in the middle of this, having Tom and Gronk live on the broadcast, we're loving it. Right, Edgy Nation? I think you guys should come in here more often, a couple times a month. Just come hang out, have a little party, some ice cream. How does that sound?
I'm in on that. You just let me know.
Love it. Love it. And I think, Tom, there's one more thing that, we talked about a little bit before, but our next generation athlete program that's slated around May. We're going to be able to share more soon, but it's 5 to 6 athletes that we think are the futures of their individual sport. So, I guess it's a good time to ask you, Tom, how you feeling about the future of the game? And we can let the community in the chat guess who they think is part of that next generation program. I know, already, we're not quite sharing it yet, but Yeah, would love just your thoughts on that broadly in the future of the sport.
I mean, I think the launch we've had with all of our athletes, and we've had a lot of iconic athletes, but it's always, the future is always very exciting. And I think there's a lot of younger, aspiring young athletes that are working their way through the ranks, and they want to maximize their potential on the field, and and in their sports, and in their, you know, the different things that they're doing. So, um, it's fun to watch because I always want people to achieve their very best. I've been around so many people that have done that in their career, whether that's sports, whether it's other aspects of life, and there's nothing better than that, seeing someone maximize their potential. And the opposite is, there's nothing worse than seeing someone not maximize their potential, having a great opportunity to do great things in a certain field, and then either sell themselves short or lose confidence that they can achieve it. But I love seeing people take advantage of their opportunities, understand the gifts they have that they really possess, and then what that means to the world, and then how they can display that and show that in a creative way. And some people do that creatively in sports. Some people do it creatively in art. Some people do that creatively in production, and there's lots of different ways to display your creativity. So we're able to do that with a lot of the people that we've already partnered with, and going forward, so many others that are looking to do the same thing, for all their fans out there, and certainly our autograph community here, but in the world in general.
Agree wholeheartedly. And I think the collection we're designing is going to have a lot of aspects of being able to go along for the ride, watching people achieve great things, be a supporter. So that's going to be super exciting. And with that, I'd love to ask a few questions that the community submitted and let you two really have take over the floor and have a conversation about it. So this one, I really, really liked this question, comes from Jonesy, and it's to you, Gronk and Tom. There are many special touchdowns between you two in your career, but is there a special touchdown that stands out to either of you or to the both of you? I'll let you take it from here.
Wow. I'm taking
Ooh.
that. Gronk, can I take that first?
Yeah, you got that, Tom.
So the year was 2010. Gronk, young rookie, didn't quite know, obviously, what Gronk, could really do on the field. Just saw him in practice, saw him in some preseason games. We played the Cincinnati Bengals. We get down to the goal line, and I throw him a little end zone corner route over the top of a teammate of mine that I had in college named Dahani Jones. Gronk goes up for a touchdown, the first touchdown of Gronk's career in Gillette Stadium. And little did anyone know what would happen past that point, and what Gronk has done over the last 11 years, since that date, has been, nobody's had a better career than him at the tight end position, and one of the all-time great football players. And I was there to witness it firsthand in his first touchdown in his first home game. It was just one of so many incredible touchdowns that he's had, but probably the one that sticks out in my mind the most. What about you, Robbie?
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. I would say it was actually my rookie year too. Remember, we were practicing. What's that route where I just run in the middle of the end zone, about 12 yards, to get 2 yards deep and come back? We ran it this year again. What was it called? Panther? The Panther route.
Panther.
Yes, yep. It was called a Panther route, and it's basically where I get big on the defender. It's like I'm running into the end zone, then I stop and box out the guy. And we practiced that all Friday. It was a Friday day. It was a Friday practice, red zone day. And the coaches were on me. Tom was on me. Like, Rob, you got to be able to run this route this week. Like, we need you. I was iffy with the playbook. I was kind of, some days I was running great. Some other days it was like, what's Gronk doing? Like, you're a rookie. You're all over the place. But this is the time where, like, it put me on the map. Like, and then from there on out, I was playing every play, every game. We were making plays up for me because it's the time where I really got it. And we practiced it on Friday, and then Tom and Coach Billy O goes, "It's going to happen in the game. Let's see if we can complete it." So then what happens? It's 3rd and 10, I think. It's snowing out. We're in Chicago. I'm not exactly sure what week it was, but it was around like week 10, 12 or something like that. And
It was cold.
It was cold. It was snowing. And Brian Urlacher, the biggest,
Yeah.
baddest linebacker in the league at the time. And the play gets called. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is my chance. This is the Panther route. And we planned it. I knew it was going to be one-on-one with Brian Urlacher. And what do? I tricked him. He thinks I'm going a little deep in the end zone, boxed him out. Tom put the ball nice and low, and we completed it. And that, I believe, that's the moment that that trust grew between Tom and I and the coaches and I, where everyone in the organization can trust me by showing that I took it from the practice field onto the game field. And it wasn't just a typical play that I was open on. It came on Brian Urlacher, who was complaining that he was trying to claim I pushed off, but I never did.
Yeah.
But it's the biggest step, I would say, one of the biggest steps in my career to get me to the next level.
I remember that. And I think that was like maybe the first touchdown of that game. And it was freezing cold. I think that was I think that was the last snow game I've ever played in. And I remember you bumped off of him, and the ref, Urlacher looked back at the ref for a flag, and they didn't call it. Probably today's day and age, they'd probably call those penalties a little bit more than they used to. But I remember that one too, like it was yesterday too. I probably remember all your touchdowns.
Yes,
that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was. And that game was really cool too. I mean, it was snowing. We were sliding all over the place, and we won about like 49-7 or something. But what was really cool was that I think there was 12 seconds left in the half, and we had the ball on our own 30. And you threw a bomb to Deion Branch, and he caught it and ran it into the end zone with freaking 8 seconds left in the half.
So I got a funny story about that, because the cool part about that was we were winning pretty good at Chicago. And sometimes when you're winning earlier in the game, and you're on the road, you just want to take a lead in the halftime. So it was about the 50-yard line, and we called a run play. And we ran the ball, and we gained like 5 or 6 yards. It was a snowy day. And then on the headset, Billy O called in another run play. And I was like, I'm not calling a run play. So I gave Deion and the line, everyone, downfield routes, go routes, basically. And the whole, nobody on the sideline had any idea what was happening, because on the field, they all the coaches thought I called a run play. I just changed the play and made it a pass play. And next thing you know, all the coaches were taking their headsets off to walk in to halftime, because they thought we were just going to run the clock out. Next thing I know, I throw it to Deion. Deion runs for a touchdown, and everyone was going crazy. And I ran off the sideline. Everyone was like, "What happened? We weren't even listening. We weren't even paying attention." And we scored a touchdown, So it was crazy, just a fun thing, to be on the field. Because ultimately, when we're out there, we got to make things happen. And, you just got to do what your instincts tell you sometime on the field. And I ended up throwing it to Deion at the sideline. He ran it in. That was one of the great plays I can ever remember us playing in.
I didn't even know that that's what happened. I thought it was a pass play from the beginning. See, that just shows that's calling a play on the fly and just seeing it. That's a good job.
That's what we got to do. We got to always try to figure out our jobs to go out there and get the job done. And I always think it's hard for the coaches, because they don't have kind of a feel all the time, but for the most part they do. But when you're on the field, you got an idea exactly how much time you have to throw. You got an idea of, kind of the whole scenario, the situation out there. And, you're in the moment. So when I was in the moment, we called that. And that was, from your touchdown in that game on Urlacher, which was amazing. They had a good defense. They had Julius Peppers, threw it to you. Deion runs in for a touchdown. That was incredible.
Yes, it was. That was a great game.
I do remember Wes Welker taking a little shot of, I think, Jack Daniels before the game too, because he was trying to warm up. And he's like, "TB, come on, get a shot." And I was like, "I'm not taking a shot before the game," because Wes was so old school. He was like, "I got to take it," and he did it. He went out there. He was wearing no sleeves. I mean, he was like, just so fired up for the game. That was hilarious.
Yeah, he did. He did rip a shot, and it was Jack Daniels. What a maniac! I love Wes.
He was. That's how he played the game.
Wow. That was pretty just amazing to hear and be a part of. Just one more. I mean, in that same vein, like I know you both have had a lot of teammates throughout your career, but the Tom and Gronk friendship is globally recognized. And just hearing you two talk now, it's so clear the relationship that you've built. A community member asked, I mean, it was Capped Crash. It's just like, what's a quick story? I mean, this here was live evidence of it, but is there a quick story that you think sums up your relationship from the time at the Patriots, time at the Buccaneers? Anything that maybe the world wouldn't know that we can tell the autograph community now?
Ooh, I mean,
Go ahead, Gronk. You start.
well, we did just give a couple pretty good stories, for sure.
I
There's
agree. I agree.
yeah, there's a couple where we probably don't want to give out,
Agree. Agree.
and then there's probably a couple more that we can talk about. But what's one that off top of your head, Tom, that I would say is a good one?
I had a pretty good one. I think when I was going, how about when you were coming out of retirement? This is pretty good. So I decide that, I'm working out in New York City, and I was trying to train and like throw the football a little bit because, I was going to be a free agent after my time with the Patriots. And I was like, I got to work out, but it's freezing cold in New York City. So I texted a friend who played for the Nets, Kevin Durant. I said, KD, I know you guys have a practice facility. Can I come over there and work out? And I want to throw the football in the gym. And he was like, yeah, of course. And they were on the road. So he set me up with one of their guys. And Gronk was in town. And I'm like, Robbie G, I need you to catch for me, And at this point, Gronk's still retired, and I have no idea that Gronk's coming back, or, I was just looking for someone to come catch footballs because, I wasn't going to like try to throw the ball at people and like, hurt them, but I know I could never hurt you. So we go over, I call Gronk. Gronk's like, I'm in, let's do it. We go over to the Brooklyn Nets, this facility in Brooklyn. It's not at the Barclays Center, but it's near there. And we go in, we're like kind of touring the facility first. It's pretty amazing. Beautiful glass windows that overlook like Brooklyn. And then I got footballs, but Gronk and I are shooting hoops instead of catching passes and throwing and catching passes. So we're shooting hoops. So it's Gronk's got a ridiculous game. Guy can shoot, rebound, dunk. He like makes basketball look easy. Anyway, Gronk is like, yeah, I'm going to start running routes. And I was like, you don't need to. You could just stay there and catch. He's like, no, let me run routes, just kind of see where I'm at. Next thing I know, Gronk's going through like the whole route tree of all the different routes that we've run over the course of like 9 years playing together. And he's running them like he never missed a day. And he's like running down balls, catching them, one-handed. The guy has not played football in over a year. And he goes out there on like just a random day, on a random day that I called him. And in my mind, I was like, oh my God, this guy is unbelievable. And like I said, I didn't even know he was coming back at that point. But that was like a day that I'll never forget because it was so out of the ordinary. But then it just showed me, that Gronk probably could have been an incredible basketball player. But then he took over a year off, came out and threw with me, and then looked like he had never missed a day. So that was an amazing day. That was a really fun day for me.
Yeah, that was a fun day for sure. And I haven't actually even touched a football since we threw in July. Remember up out in LA when we were both out there? So that was the last time I didn't catch a pass for 7 months. But then 2 days later, I remember you texted me and you're like, how are you feeling? Are you sore? And I wrote back to you, no. But to tell you the truth, if you asked me to throw again, I wouldn't have showed up because I was really sore. Yeah, I was like, no, not one bit. I was like,
Awesome. As always, I'm just checking out some community questions now. There were a lot of them that came in, but this is, I mean, not a surprise, but obviously crushing it. A question here. Will you guys do a Brady and Gronk collab drop? Both being a part of Autograph for the long term. Maybe some ideas of what that drop might be. How you feeling about that, Tom and Gronk?
I would love to because I think it's so unique. I think that, we'll let our creative teams get to work on it. And then, Gronk and I can make kind of the edits we want to see what we want it to be. But I think we've had a lot of like historic moments together, whether it be Super Bowl touchdowns, record breaking touchdowns. I think we've had unbelievable chemistry for a long period, for really our whole career since we have been together. So, Gronk knows that, like, we always have a connection. We always make things happen, and our stuff is always goes down and it's the best. So I don't see why we wouldn't do it here with our AG community.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we had that connection for like last 12 years on the field. And, people love collections. They love individual, NFTs and cards and stuff. But, when you have such a connection on the field and people seen it for so long, I don't see why like the excitement wouldn't be double if Tom and I, came out, obviously with an autograph NFT collaboration. I feel like that would be very special. It'd be obviously one of a kind. It's really never been done before, ever, in the trading card world. I mean, you've seen like I've seen trading cards before in my life where there's like two players on the card, but like two totally different random players, like different teams and positions, just no connection. So this isn't just throwing like two players on a card. It's just the connection that we've built over the last 12 years. So it's not just going to be thrown together. It's going to be a special edition. It would be super unique, and just the connection's been there for 12 years, and it would just make the card and the NFT just unbelievable. It would be awesome to do.
I totally agree, and it's something that AG Nation has suggested and asked for a while. I know there were some early discussions about it, but after this, I think we probably got to make it a reality. Okay,
come on, Dylan, get to work, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, come on, Dylan.
I'm trying. I mean, from two serial winners, I mean, I take that advice. But that's actually a good segue into the next question. For someone like me who's younger, but maybe more specifically to a younger generation who have dreams of making it to the NFL. I mean, you're both experts in not just football, but in what it takes to be able to play for a long time and play at a high level. Any suggestions to the future generation?
Wow. I would say probably the interesting thing that, and I hear that question a lot, but I look at like, you got to look at, what allows people to be successful, and again, whatever field people choose is, hopefully something they, first of all, really enjoy. Because if you really enjoy it, you're going to work hard at it. But if if you don't want to work hard at things, the reality is going to maximize, what your potential is. So if I look at myself as a younger athlete, one thing, there were some things that if you're looking at, okay, and let's say it's just competition because, I'd say I'm an athlete, it's inherently competitive, but it could be other areas of life, And what you really want to develop is there's a couple things I think that have allowed me to achieve what I have. And I think determination is one of them, which is, a little bit like resilience, just never settling for less than what you're capable of. And discipline, discipline to create priorities. And then you got to, actions need to reflect what your priorities are. So you have to have discipline to show up every day to say, all right, I want to, let's say, be a great player. These are the things I need to do to be able to do that. And you got to, sometimes it's a little bit repetitive, but you got to surround yourself with people that empower you to do that too. Because you're not always going to be the smartest. You're not always going to be the biggest or the fastest, the quickest. You're not always going to have naturally the most skill in anything you do. That's just not possible. There's always people that are going to be better than you at certain things. You just have to find out what you really love, what makes you special as an individual, and then work really hard at those things and make them a part of your life and make them a part of your day. And then never feel like you can't accomplish those things because there's going to be so many people along the way that tell you, nah, that'll never work, or that's impossible. It's 1 in a million to be able to do that, but you might be that one, and you got to believe in yourself to be able to do it. So don't think about the traits you were inherently born with. Like, that's just a starting point. You got to think about the traits that you need to develop. And what you need to develop are the things that are sustainable over time. And those sustainable traits are going to be your work ethic. They're going to be your discipline. They're going to be your determination, just to name three of them. But if you stick with those, those are going to take you way past your competition, because everybody wants certain things easy at the beginning, or it's like an NFL season. The hard part about the NFL season is not the first 4 games of the season. And the hard part about the NFL season is not the last 4 games of the season. The hard part's the middle, when no one's watching, like no one understands the grind, but you really got to be determined and disciplined to show up with a great attitude every day to try to make it as great as possible, so that when you get to the end, you're in the best possible position to succeed. And yeah, it's hard, but that's also what's going to separate you from the competition, because everyone wants, you know, everyone wants to achieve certain things, but in order to achieve certain things, it's not going to be easy. And to maximize your potential isn't going to be easy. It's gonna you're gonna have to commit to it. And if you commit to it, I think the payoff in the end is going to be entirely worth it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and countering off what Tom's saying, everything he said there is very, very true. You know, a lot of it at the highest level, you definitely got to put a lot of what Tom said into it in order to just sustain yourself, but also just taking care of yourself, taking care of your body. When you're young, when you're 20, you just feel invincible. 21, 22, 23, your recovery rate is just so quick, just naturally. And you start losing that at about 25, 26 years old. And you start learning as an athlete, oh man, like I got to really take care of myself in order to keep going, in order to keep playing at a high level, or else I'm going to be out of the league. I'm not going to be playing no more. So, and I didn't take care of myself at all, man. I just believed in my talent, just working hard. And that's great. Working hard is great. But you kind of want to work smarter sometimes, and taking care of yourself. If I had to go back, that's just one thing I would change. I wouldn't change anything else in my career. I would have just changed at 20 years old on treating my body, what it really needed more properly, instead of waiting until I was 26, 27 years old. So just taking care of yourself, getting treatment on your body, getting the proper rest that you need, is crucial for an athlete in order to, sustain your performance day in and day out.
That's, I mean, inspiring from you both. And I really appreciate that. And I'll get to work on getting that collaboration done. But really, no, those are the special moments that the two of you bring to this Discord. So, quick question from one of our top collectors, DK Jets. Also, quick shout out to Fabian NFT for the 2 questions ago. That was amazing. Want to make sure everyone's getting that recognition. But so here's DK's question. Tom, you've won everything there is to win in the NFL, but Gronk can hold over you that there's one title you haven't had, the WWE 24/7 title. After football, prepare to make a run at the more prestigious championship.
I had a moment. Gronk was not paying attention, and I had a chance to take him out. And it was when he was the holder of the belt. And remember Gronk? We talked about that. And
Yes.
we were prepared. It just never came. It just never happened. So I don't know, man. You never know what the future holds. You're right. I've never been a a wrestling champ. So Gronk has, and he's definitely got that over me.
I do. What would have been good was if I scored a touchdown and I was showing it off, and you came out of nowhere, like right before the Gronk spike, you came and just drilled me and just pinned me. That would have been a perfect touchdown celebration for you, and you becoming the WWE champ. That would have been classic.
That would have been incredible. How did we not come up with that? That would have been so fun.
Yeah, that would have been.
Just pulls the belt out. I love it. Okay, one great question now. Just getting a little bit more to the fun side of things. whoever wants to go first, please feel free. But what's the most obscure thing that you've ever autographed in the spirit of the nation, spirit of autograph NFTs? As everyone here, I think most of you know, all of our NFTs are the only ones out there that are signed one of one. I know Tom and Gronk now have both signed well over 300 NFTs individually, and they can attest to that. But anything in the physical world that was obscure that you've been asked to or have signed that's worth telling a story around?
Yeah, I would say there's many things, weird things that you sign, and I would do one weird thing is like with kids, they're always like sign my arm, sign my shoulder, but I signed a kid's forehead before, and then it started a trend like at a little kids camp, a football kids camp, and then I signed about 10 kids in a row their forehead. I'm like, are you guys sure? And they're screaming at me, yeah, I'm sure, sign my forehead. And then I sign it and they run away like full speed, showing it off to everyone. I'm like, that's a little weird to have my signature on your forehead, but I guess, they were running full speed. They were electric after I signed it. So I guess they loved it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I had something similar when I had signed someone's like forearm, I think, and they went and got a tattoo over that. Then I saw the tattoo of the place that I signed at a different time. That was pretty cool. Um, but I think the most obscure thing that I've had that I keep in my office, I have a picture when I met Muhammad Ali. This is probably in 2002, and he had signed a picture of me, and I was punching him in the face, and he signed it to me. And he was someone that I always really admired just because not only what he did for his sport and kind of the entertainer and show me what he does, but the humanitarian he was. He did so much good in the world, civil rights issues, um, was just a pioneer in so many aspects of sports. So he's kind of the guy that I love, that I really look up to, as so many others do, because he took on so much responsibility in his life, which is a hard thing to do. You have to have a certain personality for that, and there was nothing that was too big to take on for Muhammad Ali. So he was one of the great champions, not only in the ring but in life. And I keep that one always kind of in my office for inspiration for me. That you can always do more, because yeah, it's really great to win a Super Bowl ring. It's really great to win a trophy, and I have all those relationships and the memories, but it's also great to inspire parts of communities to do great things. Gronk's someone that, if anyone's seen Gronk out in public, he's always doing things for other people. He's always engaging the kids. He's always engaging people that really look up to Gronk. And I think that's one aspect of him why so many people love being around him, because he's such a positive impact on people in the community, on his own team, in his family. Just it's so authentic. And I think that's, we as athletes, we can transcend just a field or a boxing ring and do other great things. And I think there's always more things to do, because we can make a lasting imprint beyond just our professional career.
And that's something that you're both well known for. And I know that we're almost at time. Well, first, I just want to thank you both for taking the time and being a part of this broadcast. Would, of course, love to have you all back soon. But Tom, as co-founder, co-chairman of the company, as you said in your Instagram post, one of your main focuses in life after football, family, friends, and autographs, one of the companies. I mean, any parting words to Autograph Nation? I mean, looking ahead at the calendar, things to come, anything you'd like to leave us all with?
Well, I think, first of all, I love what we've started at Autograph, and obviously talking to our amazing audience in Discord. I know everyone's going to get super excited about what's to come. There's a lot more to come. We're getting started on a lot of different, areas to continue to engage our fans, whether it's, you know, relationships that I have with people that like Gronk, whether we do live events. We have different partnerships in the works with AEG. We've got our drops coming up that you referenced earlier with Slam and Tony Hawk and um, Usain Bolt. And I think we're just going to continue to evolve and grow and work hard at it, and you know, just create the most unique NFT experience in the world. And I know that that's what our team is focused on. That's what our audience wants, and just proud to be associated with all the people that tune in and love being associated with us. So we're going to keep doing great work for you guys.
Love that. Thank you so much, Tom, for those closing words. I know I'm going to keep working my tail off. The community is here to support us, and we're going to build the most amazing vision in Web3. And I mean, Gronk, Tom, this has been one of the coolest moments I've been a part of. You can see from the chat, the community's absolutely loving it. Thank you all so much for the time.
Yeah, Dylan,
We
man, appreciate
man.
it. Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks, Robert G.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. Good to catch up,
All
man.
right. Yeah, same here. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, later, guys.
See you, everybody.